Hey there, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of All the Queen's Men, Season 4, Episode 3, 99 Problems. And you ain't one of mine. No, it ain't. It doesn't say that. But anyway, who was that Jay-Z song, I think? Anyway, so the synopsis reads, Madam puts a few plays into motion, not realizing that Detective Davis is doing the same, and Dime and Amp decide to turn over a new leaf. Oh boy, Dime really works my nerves, you guys. And before we get into this recap review, if you're new here or if you're returning here and have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now, hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you smash that like button. That's the thumbs up button. Write a comment, join the conversation, and share because sharing is caring. So this episode starts off with Madam calling concierge and letting him know she had an interesting conversation with his father-in-law, who's at Santiago, and that she has a treat in store for him. Then she hangs up on him. Then we see Blue coming into the office and Madam tells her she needs a package delivered. She's like, okay, cool. I don't know the purpose of that scene because they never told us what was in the package. Then we have Blue tells Madam that Lola is outside waiting for her. So Madam says to bring her in. So Madam asks Lola how she likes working for the APD, Atlanta Police Department, y'all, and then tells her she will be in a unique position of power soon and wants to know if Lola was interested in a promotion. And Lola's like, yes, yes. And then Madam tells her what she needs done for her to get that. But she's like, I love your eagerness. I was like, is Lola for real? Or is she playing it off? I don't know. But anyway, next scene we have Dime. She gets a dozen white roses from Amp. The card reads something like new beginnings, let's wipe the slate clean. Dime is open to this and agrees to go with him on a walk the next day. And she wants to know where, but he won't tell her because it's a surprise, he said. Then we see Babyface. He snitches to Madam about Tandy and the gun and DA rods. And so Madam says, thanks, you can go. Then she calls him back and smacks the crap out of him and said, no one likes snitches, biatch. I was laughing. I was like, uh-oh. And so now we have a scene at the bar and eating between Dime and Blue. And Dime lets Blue know that what happened very quickly between her and Big D. And she's like, word? Really? He said, that man was one after you the first day he came here. She's like, yeah, it went that quick. She said she had a vaccination that lasted longer. I was laughing. So then Dime tells Blue to flowers were from Amp, and Blue gives Dime some advice saying to be careful when it comes to Amp. She said he's come far since coming out of prison, but he still has a long way to go. So next we see a scene with Lola surveying the evidence cage, and she runs into Detective Davis, and who says, oh, you here pretty late. She said, oh, no, I'm just finishing up. So they briefly chat. Then Lola sneaks into the cage, but I don't know why at this moment because she just reports back to Madam about the timing and schedule of obtaining access to that cage and how it's a possibility she may get caught. And of course, Madam says it's not her problem and tells Lola not to get caught. And then she also told her to get a better wig. I was Madam funny. I was cracking up. Now we have Champ in trouble, getting home and chilling on the couch, happy to be free from the safe house and the Black Rock Boys issue. And Trouble tells Champ that they have a new amateur at Eden and they decide to smoke and get high and then go into work. Meanwhile, Madam goes to visit Miss Tandy at one of her campaign stops. Tandy gets nervous when she sees her. She's scared for folks to see them together, people taking pictures, and she knows Madam's, reputation. So anyway, then Madam tells her the next time she asks her to do something, do not ask one of my dancers to do it for you. She called her a coward and told her to do it before the election is over or she's done. And Tandy's like, okay, okay. And then Blue is now at home, and one of her old military buddies shows up with ashes from one of their deceased comrades. I think they said his name is Jamal Thomas, but they call him Packy. And he was like struggling with PTSD, Blue found out, and that he ate his gun. Basically, I guess that means he killed himself. And since Blue was like a sister to him, he wanted her to have something to remember him by. So they gave Blue the ashes, and Blue said, she had her PTSD under control and she didn't need to talk to anyone. Whereas her comrade, said she spoke to a therapist herself to deal with hers. But anyway, they did later hook up and meet and go out jogging and chatting and having a good time. Now we have Amp and Dime walking into a park, and he had a picnic basket set up for them, which was so sweet. And his cell phone rings and he doesn't answer it, and Dime wants to know why. And she got this thing on her face like he might be, that might be another woman. I'm thinking that's what she's thinking. And he said, look, you was more important. Plus it was a block call, and you know I don't answer block calls. And he said, you don't believe me? And she's like, nah, that's it for whatever. But I was like, girl, don't start no mess for no reason. So she decided to let it go and start asking about, do he have any chicken in the basket? Because they black, and you know, picnics and black people means chicken. So he did have some chicken for her, and she was happy. And he said he can't always eat no fried chicken because he got to keep his abs tight for madam. I said, I hear that. So Amp comes over to the table with some ice cream, and Dime asks, how much do I owe you? I said, Dime, you sound so stupid. The man is treating you. Why are you going to insult him with that? You know. So anyway, as they're eating the ice cream, Amp asks for a second chance, and Dime says she's open to seeing it if they could get back to where they were. I said, let's see, but we know the drama's going to happen, so it ain't going to work out. And he's sitting there promise it'll never happen again. We're going to be good this time. You can't make that promise, Amp, because you be going off on a tangent sometimes. Anyway, now we have a scene with Fuego. He meets with Madam and asks for the body back from the female who was his ex that she killed in his apartment. And he tells her that the family needs closure and wants to give their only daughter a proper burial. And he kind of needs closure too, he said. So Madam is not happy about this request, but she said she'll make a call and see what she can find out. Next, we have Midnight is having sex with this girl Renee again, and she asking him to choke her while stroking her. I just don't get that one, y'all. I don't get it. I truly don't. What was in it? He was telling her to spell his name while he having sex with her. I said, "Ooh, people kinky. I'll tell you." Anyways, now we have a scene where Tommy is telling Madam that Dr. Fong denied her prescription. So she tells Tommy to bring Dr. Fong to her office tonight. Then she tells Tommy to eat her food because she lost her appetite. And he's like, I know they ain't going to have me eat this with no caper butters on it or something like that. He had some Rosini without caper butters. She said, Tommy, stop being so damn bougie. Eat the food. I said, Tommy be cracking me up. Anyway, yay, y'all. Rayshawn is back, and he walks into the amateurs locker room and meets Quincy. Then Champ and Trouble walk in, and they're happy to see Rayshawn, but not to see this new dude. And then Trouble was just really rude to him. She was really freaking rude, unbelievably, and I was just sick of her. She acting like she in charge of something up in that piece. You know what I mean? So then Tommy comes in there and tells Trouble that Madam wants to see her now. And later on, when Rayshawn and Quincy are alone, Rayshawn answers some questions Quincy has about the club and everything. And then he warns him about Babyface. He said most of the dancers are good. He said, but stay away from Babyface. I wish people had warned me about him before, but he's not a nice dude. And he's like, okay, thanks. Good looking out. Then we have Fuego. He comes into Madam's office and she asks him to track a trucking route for her. As he leaves, Trouble comes in and Madam asks her how she plans to handle this Champ situation. And Trouble says she didn't know she was handling it. So Madam looked at her and then asked if she's a real bee, because real bees handle their own ish. So Trouble said she'll handle it, and Madam said, okay, whatever you do, don't do it in my club. So Trouble leaves and Tommy comes in, and Madam tells him to call Smoke and let him know that she can use his services. It's time to let Concierge know that he has effed with the wrong bee. I said, uh-oh, it's about to be on and popping, y'all. Here it comes. Now we see Judge Walters walking up to Detective Davis' desk in his PJs to sign off on an arrest warrant for Marilyn DeVille. And he told her she better have an airtight case against her. And she said she's not getting away with anything this time if she has anything to do with it. And he says, good luck. And she said, who needs luck when you got all the evidence? But she ain't got no evidence. She got evidence on Doc. It ain't on Madam. So now back to Eden, where Madam and Blue are talking about Tandy when Tommy comes in with Dr. Fong. He tells her that he won't be able to give her her pills anymore because the police are threatening to take his license away. So Madam said, do you think I give a F about your license? So she put him in check and had Tommy take him out of her office. Basically, if you don't give me my pills, you ain't even gonna have a life left. That's the way I took it. Anyway, so now over at the precinct where Lola is waiting for the lights to go out, so she can run into the evidence locker. So Fuego does something from his computer, the lights go out, and then Lola runs in there with a flashlight and starts looking for Doc's t-shirt. Now, I was confused by this. Because when Lola went in there earlier, I don't know if it was earlier that day or the day before, she could have located the t-shirt in advance so not to waste time now looking for it in the dark when she only had 5 minutes. So as she finally locates the t-shirt, the lights come back on and she's stuck inside the cage and you hear Fuego saying something about the backup generator. Oh, shoot, and he's doing something. Then the next thing you know, we see Lola outside, I guess in the back of the precinct and running away with the package. I don't get this. How did she get out of there? Was there a vent? Was there something? Did Fuego fix something? I mean, let us know. Anyway, so we now see Smoke asking a trucker for the keys to his rig. And when the guy says no, Smoke shoots him and another guy who ran over to assist. So now we see Concierge opening up the back of that truck and he's saying, it's gone. It's all gone. And I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. So if anyone knows, please put it down in the comment section. What's gone out of that truck that Concierge was looking for? I think somebody told me that Santiago told Madam that Concierge has some kind of property or something in a truck. So I don't know what that's all about. But like I said, if y'all know, please put it down in the comment section. So then Concierge says, okay, madam, like he knows this is work from madam that she did this. Then one of his men yelled, boss, you're going to want to see this. And Concierge looks in the cabin where the driver sits and he sees two heads hanging there upside down, just the heads. And I said, that damn Smoke is some crazy son of a something else. Ain't he, y'all? He crazy. That must be the two men that he shot and he done cut their heads off and put them there. That man is cuckoo crazy. Anyway, no wonder he was in a mental institution. So now we see Madam giving Doc a lecture about having to clean up after him. And she gave him the shirt back and said she don't want to hear anything about that thing anymore. And next thing you know, Tommy comes running into Madam's office and tells her that the building is surrounded by police. So she goes out to the stage and Detective Davis is standing up there with all these police officers with guns pointing at Madam as she comes up on the stage. And Madam asks her if she's back for some more Doc D. And she was like, the D was good, but this is going to give me a better orgasm than that. She said, you're under arrest for the accessory to murder. And I said, oh boy, here she goes. And she said, I'm going to feel happy when you do this walk of shame in front of all of these people who, look up to you. And so, Tommy wasn't hearing it. You messed up having to do this in front of all these people. She said, call your bulldog off before I tase him. So she told Tommy, have Blue call Lovett. I guess Lovett is an attorney or something like that, her attorney. And they walked her out of the club. And then the episode ended with Trouble killing Champ. I don't know if she suffocated him or choked him because it was around his neck, but the bag didn't look like it was all the way over his head when I was looking at them rustling and tussling on the floor. But he stopped breathing and that was it. And it went off. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode down in the comment section, and I will see you all in the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It's your girl Barbie J saying peace.